this is a back-to-back recording night. I don't have much buffer or banter. I don't have much buffer
Banter?
either, but I do have buffer now. I will have a lot of buffer coming up, which is nice. It's nice. Allows me to do other stuff.
God. I was say banter. Not
Banter.
not much happening around the Havasu area. We had more 32 deuces in town than were ever on the production floor. Uh, had a good open house with your little house. Uh,
Oh, well, that's good news.
yeah, the cat has found a new place to perch.
Nice.
Yeah. Other than that, not a whole hell of a lot happening here. Starting to get shit packed up to take to Katie.
Yep, I'm like,
Nice.
trailer life
Mm-hmm.
is trailer life. I stepped in Salem's litter box today and dumped the whole thing, and I went, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
God.
And then she's like, she
Uh,
looked at me like, I didn't do it. I'm like, I know you didn't do it. And she's like, please. I'm like, I don't fucking beat you. What the hell are you on about?
there's my cat looks at me like, yeah, you love me, feed me.
I'm like,
Yeah, you love me.
I picked her up and put her on the couch and she just sat there the whole time. I'm like, I wish you did this while I was actually cleaning.
That's tomorrow. I'm told Dad he's got to find something to do for a couple hours while I clean the house. He's like, well, I can mess around outside. I'm like, no, because then you'll come traipsing back in and all the footprints will reappear or
Mm-hmm.
dirt or whatever. So, yeah, no, you got to go find something to do, bud.
Yeah, I remember when he was down here with me, there was one moment, I think he was digging the hole out front and I was cleaning. And I had just gotten done and he comes traipsing back in and it's just clay and mud everywhere. I'm like, leave, please.
And that shit doesn't come off.
Yeah,
The
no,
clay.
it doesn't. The clay is
Oh my
fucking
God.
nightmare.
It is serious because I have washed his jacket twice and it still has red clay on it.
Well,
I
to
mean,
be
scrubbed it,
fair,
sprayed it.
if you could see the fucking like trench that we had going for electrical stuff, it was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely ridiculous for him to think
Yeah.
that I'm gonna go fill that back in. No, you ain't. No, you fucking ain't. Because literally, he dragged my ass out to help him, and all I did was sit there and laugh because he's like, "We're gonna shovel this back in." And he like went to shovel it, and it was like, it wasn't even like a full shovel. It was like a pizza wedge of clay that he tosses back in. He's like, "We can get this done pretty quick." I'm like,
No,
no.
he said the
You just
same
start to
thing
lose
about
it.
me. Oh, it's easy to do so with him, but he was all convinced that when you get down there, you don't have a wheelbarrow and you're gonna load up buckets and carry rock. And I'm like, yeah, I won't overfill them. We'll be fine. Oh, yeah, but you're gonna take forever. And I said, fine, I'll go buy a wheelbarrow. No, we have a wheelbarrow. I'm like, I am not hauling a wheelbarrow down. I will get the bucket. We will fill it up until Katie can't pick it up, and then I'll take a couple shovels out, and we'll know her limit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you get a haul rock with the bucket, babe.
Yeehaw.
That'll be fun.
You'll be. I know she'll be
You're gonna
alright.
be so strong by the end.
That's what I'm like. And as you go, you can do this and lift shit up and get some pump some
Pump some iron.
sedimentary or sedimentary rock or whatever. But
Sedimentary
yeah,
rock.
you'll be able to handle it.
We'll figure it out.
We'll be alright. Yeah, we will. And then we gotta like put our barricade up so that we don't have the weird ass people coming down for the eclipse traipsing through our property.
Oh yeah. I heard that
Yeah.
that's gonna be in you guys' neck of the woods.
Literally ground zero. Is that what they say?
We're at
No,
total
line of totality.
line of totality.
Yeah,
We're
we're
at
at
complete totality.
yeah, we get it. And now I've heard that they're possibly going to be clouds. I'm like, well, that figures.
That would be how it
So,
worked.
but yeah, I got to get her taking pictures and figuring out what type of filter to use on her
Mm-hmm.
camera or her dad's camera. Get that all done. So, yeah, we're going to be busy. We're going to be real busy. And if she gets her frickin' turkey, all hell should break loose.
I thought he was coming today, and then I woke up at 5
Oh
p.m. and
hell.
I'm like, he's not here, because Mom was supposed to call me. I'm like, unless Matt just drove over, dumped him, and went sayonara.
And he may have, I don't know. But yeah, Katie's got a turkey named Carl coming to live with her.
Well, I was telling her about in
An
our other
actual
banter.
turkey?
Yeah, an actual turkey.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I have a turkey and 2 guinea hens. But I was telling her in the previous episode about the 3 turkeys, the 3 musketeers that come wandering over onto my property all the time. I don't mind it. I really don't. I was just like, I came out this morning and it was light because I was a professional hell diver for democracy. You know, if you know, you know. But
She was video gaming all night long, Sarah.
I walk out and
Yes.
it's
I
daylight.
blame you, but I don't think you were involved.
Oh no, I'm scared of the shooting games. I'm very bad at them. If you want me to let you down, invite me to play.
If you want me to let you down.
We won't be friends. You'll want
I-
you'll want my
You're one
head
of those.
after that.
You're one of those that are like, oh, come protect me while I do this stuff, and then I'll just run around while you shoot everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh, the
shoot
Fortnite
everybody.
girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'd be.
But anyway,
Oh well.
I came walking out and I looked to my left, like down the slope, and I was like, oh. And the turkeys are right there and they're all looking at me like, huh? Oh.
Somebody in our area.
I was like, hi. I like closed the door and went into the trailer. I'm like, okay, they'll leave. And as soon as I got in there, Salem's like back behind the blinds and she's like pokes her head out. She's and like goes back in. I'm like, you fucking gremlin.
That's cute.
They're really big birds.
They're really big birds. But yeah,
Yeah.
they went waddling back and then I went to go walk up to get the mail or check my mail
with your
with my cat.
with your the outdoor cat, not the indoor cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Barn cat.
Salem would not stay
Barn
with me.
kitty.
Dorian
Oh,
does.
God, no.
Dorian follows me everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
See, Thacky'd go for a walk. He didn't have a problem with that. He likes to do that. But he's also trained on a harness too, so
Mm-hmm.
okay. But yeah, I'll be down there a week from Tuesday. Yes. Because it'll take me a full day to get to Oklahoma and then from there on out.
Yep.
Long drive.
All right. Well, if we're ready, while we
Ready.
understand that some individuals listen for the entertainment aspect of true crime, it's important to remember that these are real people with families and friends who may still be suffering from their loss. These stories are not meant to open old wounds or cause further emotional damage to those involved. We remind you, please be respectful and do not dox or contact those involved with cases. The case discussed in this podcast today may be disturbing to some listeners, and listener discretion is advised. So, I've got
Triggers.
sexual assault for triggers, but there may be more. And if there is more, you will have a wonderful little pop in from Future Me right here. Hi, it's Future Me who's editing the podcast right now. I wanted to come back in and say that we do have suicide as a trigger warning as well in this episode, but I'll let you guys get back to the past me.
The little hand flare too.
Right here.
Here. Oh Lord.
So, on September 29th of 1978, it was a sweltering day in summer. In Berkeley, California, Mary Vincent and a group of people she'd been hitchhiking with stood on the side of the street hoping to catch a ride. Mary Vincent was 15 years old and a competitive dancer at the time. She dreamt of traveling the world and performing one day, and her instructors said that she could have it if she wanted it. So she's really good. Like, she could go to the top if she wanted to.
Cool.
The reason that Mary was hitchhiking today was that she'd ran away from home after her parents had begun the process of divorcing. And she was heading from Nevada to California to stay with her grandfather. At the time, she had been living in several different situations, including on the streets and couch hopping between friends.
Mm.
Mary and 2 others heading in the same direction held their signs up for passing cars with the words saying, "Going south," on them in hopes of catching a ride to their final destination. After a while of waiting, a blue van approached the group and beckoned Mary over. Inside was an older man wearing a pair of overalls. He smiled at her and asked where to which Mary said that she was just trying to make it to Los Angeles. And the man agrees to take her, but only her, stating he's got no room for anyone else in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think so. Sarah and I both went, uh-uh.
A
Oh
few-
yeah, it's just not enough room, and you just like look in the back and it's empty.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I don't have enough seats. Yeah, in that day and age, we rode in the back of pickups. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few other women that were waiting with Mary and going the same way asked her to stay as they're getting a really bad vibe off this guy. But Mary, just wanting to get home and feeling confident in her ability to take care of herself, decides to go with the man,
At 15.
stating that
Yeah.
he was older and gave her the impression of a caring grandfatherly type.
Oh, we've seen that before.
Oh, she's so innocent.
Yes,
Um,
she is. Oh my
she's just a
God.
little baby. What's she doing? I guess at 15 you think you know everything about
Yeah,
everyone.
you do.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
you think you're a little spitfire because you
I,
are. You're full of
I was
hormones.
12 in
Oh,
1978. Oh,
oh my god.
yeah.
So this man's name is Lawrence Singleton. He is in his early 50s at the time and was a former merchant seaman. Mary joined him in the vehicle, and the two began their journey into Southern California. Mary describes being extremely tired at this time and not really seeing any immediate danger from the sky, and she begins to doze off. After a duration of time, Mary woke up and noticed that Singleton was not going the route that they agreed upon, and they were heading in the opposite direction now.
They're going north.
To which she became angered and confronted the man, saying, "Hey, you're going the wrong way, and you know you're going the wrong way." Insisting that
Jump.
he turn the car around immediately and take her to where she wanted to go.
Jump. Jump now.
Singleton shrugs this off and claimed it to be a honest mistake and began looking for a way to turn the car around before once again heading on the right path. But not too far into this route, he decides to pull the car over on a deserted road, claiming that he needs to use the restroom.
Now's your chance, honey. Run!
God.
Mary begins to realize that she's in trouble at this point, and when Singleton gets out of the car, she does too. As he goes to urinate, she stretches and notices that her tennis shoes are untied, thinking that she might need to outrun him. And considering her age and health is on her side, and he doesn't have that, she bends over and begins to tie her shoes when a sledgehammer hits her over the back of the head and the world goes black.
God.
Mother humper.
Singleton then tied her hands and shoved her into the back of his van. Mary came to sometime later, and Singleton began the process of raping her repeatedly and forcing her to drink some unknown substance, which Mary presumed at the time to be alcohol.
Go with a hard down on that.
She asked him why he was doing this, and he gave her no response. According to the I Survived episode where Mary talks about this attack, he raped her about 6 times and then fell asleep.
Dude has some stamina for an old fart.
She remembers that during this time, she felt like she wanted to die. She was completely tied up, and there was no chance of her getting away. She kept thinking to herself, "Please, God, kill me now." When Singleton woke up and came back to Mary, she began pleading with the man, saying, "Please, just set me free. Please let me go. Set me free. I won't tell." The attack went into the next day, and Mary talks about how she was awake the whole time, just trying to plead with him as the sun was starting to rise. When Singleton suddenly stops and drags her out of the vehicle completely nude, bleeding, and lays her on her side on the side of the road. He looks at her and says, "You want to be set free? I'll set you free," before turning and pulling a hatchet from his toolbox. He grabbed her left arm and took one swing, to which she started to fall, and he took another swing. Instinctively, she grabbed his arm, trying to keep herself from falling, and recalls holding onto his arm tightly, but still falling. That's when she looks at her arm and there's nothing there. Just blood, pain, and heat from the wound.
God.
Singleton had severed Mary's left arm just below the elbow.
Oh.
That's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised she didn't bleed out from just that wound alone.
He then grabbed her right arm and she started kicking and screaming, just hoping for someone to hear her, as Singleton began to chop off her right arm. Mary notes how this one took longer due to her fighting back. As Singleton removed the second arm, he left Mary laying there bleeding, and she could see him in the distance flicking his arm, to which she couldn't figure out why until she looked at the end of his arm and her left hand is still clutched onto him and he's trying to get it off.
Oh my God.
Shit! Oh my god.
At this point, Singleton begins to drag her off the road, and Mary notes that she thinks that he must think that she's dead because she's lying still and she's not moving and he's pulling her away from the road. Singleton then proceeds to throw her off of a 30-foot cliff, breaking 4 of Mary's ribs in the fall.
Oh my god.
With the loss of blood and trauma, Mary's body goes into shock. Singleton then shoves her into a drainage pipe, saying to her, "Okay, now you're free," and leaves, presuming she'll die shortly from blood loss.
That motherfucker needs a hatchet to his neck. You with me, Sarah?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Mary recalls laying there bleeding to death, not sure if he'd left or if he was still waiting around. Contrary to the heat Mary had been feeling prior to this, she begins to feel sleepy and cold, and all she wants to do is just go to sleep. But she recalls hearing a voice saying, "I can't go to sleep. He's going to do this to somebody else. I can't let that happen." And it's echoing through her heart, mind, and soul that she doesn't want him to do this to another girl. Mary then made an extremely challenging decision to fight and stuck her arms into the dirt, packing them with mud so they wouldn't bleed as much, and began to make the 30-foot climb out of the ravine and back to the road to find help.
Jesus Christ.
Smart, smart girl.
By the time she reached the rural road, night had begun to fall. Mary recounts how dark it had gotten and how she could barely see, and if it had not been for the moon and the stars out, she wouldn't have been able to see anything. She could, however, hear the faint sounds of traffic somewhere in the distance and began to follow the noise, keeping her arms raised in the air to prevent further blood loss and keep the muscles from falling out.
Oh my
Oh.
god. What
Oh
a
my God.
smart, smart girl. God damn.
She made her way
God.
down the rural road. Daylight began to creep in as she made it back to the main highway.
Mm.
The first car was a red convertible with a pair of 2 men inside. Mary quickly screamed at the 2 to help her, and the men sped away.
Honestly, can't blame him.
And she says that too. She notes in her interviews that she's given no blame to these 2 men. She didn't have
No.
arms. She was covered head to toe in blood
Blood.
and is presumably still nude. She looks like something
my
out of a
God.
Fright Night movie.
Exactly. I was like, I've seen some shit. Not quite that next level, but I've seen some shit like that. You have to really fight with your inner self to go, I have to help.
In the time, though, she thinks of how she's going to die because everybody's too afraid to even stop. So Mary keeps walking along the road for a while when a second vehicle comes by her. It's a young honeymooning couple who'd gotten lost. They decide to pull over and assist her.
Oh
thank
my God.
They got her into the truck, wrapped her wounds with towels, and raced as fast as they could. They are assuring her along the way that they're going to get her help just to lay still. And all she says to them was, "He raped me."
Oh, poor
Did she
little
know
baby.
his name at that point?
I don't believe she knows his name at this point. Or
Okay.
if she did, it was a false one that was given.
Okay.
So they were able to get a phone to call paramedics, and a rescue helicopter flew Mary to the hospital. Mary had lost over half the blood in her body, and what was left in her body was beginning to become toxic, and she was
Gonna say,
fighting
yeah.
to live and credits that to her survival. Before going into surgery and other life saving measures, she describes Singleton so clearly that police could literally have a photo of Singleton in their hands. Like, that's
Good
how
for her.
clearly she described him. She was like, I need to get this out. You need to know who fucking did this, just in case I don't make it.
Good for her.
So, Singleton was arrested 10 days after the attack when his neighbor recognized him immediately from the police sketch that was broadcasted on the news and alerted authorities to his current whereabouts.
Oh, thank
Thank God
fucking
for nosy
God.
neighbors.
Right?
Oh, it's like he borrowed my lawnmower last week.
I know that son of a bitch. He never brought me back my beer. Yeah, exactly.
Bet you
Yeah.
I could get that lawnmower back now.
Do you really
Oh,
want it?
I'll just buy a new one,
maybe
thanks.
not.
The trial began 6 months after the brutal assault. During the trial, he maintained that there were other individuals in the car, including another Larry, to which, if anything had happened to Mary, it was at the hands of this other Larry.
Yeah, okay, sure. But he didn't have room for the other people that she was hitchhiking with. Yeah.
There was another man.
Yeah, right.
That
I
wasn't me,
promise.
Larry. That was B, Larry.
What about
Oh, it's
C?
like
He's there too.
it's like that movie where it's like that wasn't me. That was Patricia.
That was Patricia.
Exactly.
It was Patricia.
It wasn't me.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
Jesus. So Singleton further insisted that Mary was a sex worker and was threatening him with false accusations, going as far as to even call her a $10 a night whore.
Oh, this dude has some really deep-seated issues,
Mm-hmm.
but most do.
So Mary faced him in court, where her testimony helped to convict him. She
Good.
testified for 90 minutes at the March 1979 trial in San Diego and pointed one of her prosthetic arms that she'd been fitted with in the earlier months at him from the witness stand, stating, "He did this to me." During this whole process, she only referred to Singleton as my attacker.
Good.
With the overwhelming amount of evidence against Singleton, he was convicted of multiple charges, including rape, attempted murder, kidnapping, and mayhem. Which, if you don't know what mayhem, or maim, is a felony in common law. Mayhem usually requires a general intent to maim or cause bodily harm accompanied by the unlawful act of physical force that either permanently dismembers the victim or disables them to no longer use that part of their body.
Okay, that makes sense now.
So there you go.
I was thinking some sort of what is it? State Farm ad with Mayhem or whoever it is, Farmers Insurance with the guy. I'm Mayhem. I'm like, no, you are not. Anyways.
So here's the part where we get a little pissed off.
Oh.
Singleton was sentenced to 14 years and 4 months in prison for his crimes.
Is it
Stuff.
so did they believe that she might have been a prostitute? Cuz that's
It's an earlier time, mind you,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
and I'm not entirely sure what all led them to this short of a sentence other than she wasn't dead,
That's
Oh,
insane.
which is
God
That's
forbid
fucked.
she
insane.
didn't die. Yeah.
Jesus
Which is
Christ.
Yeah.
fucked.
Fucked up. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Fucked.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Now,
Ugh.
Mary does describe how scared she was to be in the same room with him and just mere feet from where he was. At one point, when she was leaving the courtroom for the day and had to pass just inches from him, she heard him quietly comment to her, "If it's the last thing I do, I'll finish the job."
Oh, I think not, motherfucker. I'm gonna get me a big old fucking machete and I'm gonna come back in and lop your head off because it's been done in courts before.
Murder. Like the woman who shot her child's molester or something. She just killed him in
Yeah,
court
buddy.
or
Mhm.
something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to happen more often. But anyways.
So, as a response to this, she quickly leaves the courtroom. Mary, who's obviously terrified, and at home, she was still having trouble with her family, who was now undergoing more stress and trauma than the divorce had previously placed on them. And it's noted that in some articles, she felt as though her parents were more concerned on how they felt than how she did. Additionally, she'd been placed in a specialized school. And one of the surgeries she had saw muscle graft from her leg to her arm, resulting in that leg becoming weakened and her dreams of dancing drifting away.
Oh.
Understandably, Mary began to feel more isolated from normal life. When she graduated, she moved away and became very secretive about her life and location. She fell into a deep depression and fought battles with her PTSD, which ultimately led her to develop an eating disorder, having trouble leaving the house, and many of her close relationships falling apart as a result.
Poor thing.
She later states
Mhm.
that she'd contemplated suicide at this time, but could never go through with it.
Good for her.
8 years and 4 months later, in 1987, Singleton was released on parole from San Quentin for good behavior.
Oh, noise. No.
That's insane.
He reportedly showed no remorse in his actions against Mary and continued to claim his innocence for the crime, and that he'd never assaulted or attempted to murder her. Now,
No.
before his release, his psychiatric evaluation read, because he's so out of touch with his hostility and anger, he remains a elevated threat to others' safety in and outside of the prison system.
Means let's let him loose into society. Yes.
Additionally, there were several letters that Singleton had written to Mary's lawyer that threatened her.
Oh, the
And
fuck.
even his daughter wrote the parole board begging them not to release him, as she was
Oh my god,
also
I bet.
terrified of the man from past abuse done upon her and her mother. So, multiple locations were not eager to have Singleton in their community. Towns throughout California refused to allow him to live in their neighborhoods or even borders, resulting in Singleton being forced to spend the remainder of his parole in a trailer on the grounds of San Quentin and under a curfew enforced by prison guards' watch.
Wow.
Oh, the
Well, I guess
world's
that's good.
tiniest violin crying for the poor boo boo. He has to live where nobody wants him. Fucker.
Singleton also joined Alcoholics Anonymous at this time and claimed that he was sober. Meanwhile, Mary stayed in hiding, still haunted by his threats to hunt her down.
Oh, I bet.
To make matters worse, Singleton sued Mary after his conviction under the pretense of forcible kidnap for the purposes of robbery and attempted to claim to remember that Mary threatened to accuse him of rape and that she'd brandished a stick at him.
Ooh.
What a psycho.
Ooh. Did he
He's like, I'm
fucking
a victim
win?
now.
Did
Singleton
they believe
alleged
him?
that he was sorry for Mary and claimed he'd almost vomited 3 times and couldn't sleep for several nights after filing the lawsuit.
Fuck him.
The suit obviously gained no traction and the courts dismissed it very quickly.
I would
That's
hope to have
insane.
so.
I'm just
It
like, you
is.
fucking dick.
God,
I
what
know.
the
I'm like,
hell?
There was a point where there was a $2.56 million judgment that was to be paid from Singleton to Mary. However, due to Singleton being unemployed, disabled with kidney problems, and receiving only about $600 a month from Social Security, he'd only have about $200 in the back after bills.
oh, poor baby. Should have thought about that before you lopped her arms off, you dick.
To which Mary reluctantly gives up the effort of collecting any money and just tries to move on with her life. After Singleton's fully released from prison, he moves back to his home state of Florida, where he's arrested again in 1990 for petty theft and sentenced to 2 years, but only served 48 days in jail.
He just keeps going.
I know, right? The fun keeps happening with this
Oh my
dude.
gosh.
On February 19th of 1997, 9 days after he'd been released from a psychiatric hospital for an attempted suicide, police were called by neighbors after hearing disturbing noises coming from the residence. As well as when one appeared inside, they could see Singleton naked in the living room, choking and punching a woman who was also nude as she cried out desperately for help. So, when police arrived, they found Singleton covered in one Roxanne Hayes' blood and her body laying on the floor. She'd been stabbed 7 times in the face and the chest. She was later identified fully as Roxanne, a 31-year-old sex worker and mother of 3 who was just doing her work inside of Singleton's Tampa, Florida home. In February of 1998, Mary entered the courtroom again and back into a nightmare she could never forget, to testify again against Lawrence Singleton in the trial for the murder of Roxanne Hayes. Once again, pointing to the man who had brutally assaulted her 20 years ago. Apparently, the entrance of Mary into the courtroom that day was so potent that the judge, prosecution, defense had all forgotten to swear her in until she had actually completed her testimony.
Oh, shit.
However, Singleton was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to death.
Oh, thank God.
Please,
They're
please,
only,
please.
what, 8+ years late?
Well, unfortunately, he didn't kill Mary, which was fortunate
Ugh.
for her, but yeah, still, goddamn mother.
Yeah.
However,
Oh, Jesus.
Singleton would die on December 28th of 2001 at the age of 74 from cancer while waiting on death row.
God, I hope he suffered greatly. That's all I can say. I hope it was like maybe something that was in his
Ball cancer?
boyhood. Well, I'm thinking penis cancer myself, but that's just me.
Dick and ball cancer?
Dick and ball cancer.
man, and I hope it fucking rotted off on his ass. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
And then you wonder why women don't trust men or have issues with, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
Now, while Mary survived, there were many times that she didn't feel like a survivor. She suffered from relentless nightmares and drifted often from place to place, shuddering at every thought that happened that evening, any memory that came back. She was unable to find a job, and at points she couldn't even afford to have her own prosthetics fixed, which caused her to file for bankruptcy. I never smiled once in 21 years, Mary recalled in 1999. However, things seemed to really change when she met a man named Tom, and they got married eventually, going on to have 2 sons. She went back to school
Good.
at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. While she once considered herself a victim, she became the survivor that we know today and a strong individual for victims' advocacy.
God.
Yay, Mary!
Oh, this case I feel like is so much more brutal than the last
Mhm.
one.
Mhm.
Oh my God, that's absolutely horrifying. Yeah, this is like a completely different survival story.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Although Tom seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, thank God for Tom. Oh my God. What a sweetheart.
So Mary speaks out about the ordeal publicly now in hopes that it'll prevent other women from impressionably like young teenagers from hiking.
Or, yeah, hitchhiking, right?
Yeah, just hitchhiking in general.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll rephrase that.
Hitchhiking,
No, you're good.
hiking, doing anything
Stay out of the
solo.
woods,
God.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah, stay out of the woods.
Well, I feel like the biggest thing that I took a woman's self-defense class in high school, and like one of the things that they were like, you don't want to go to places where you're like isolated as a woman, not just like you
Mhm.
don't want to be isolated. It's like, no, if you are like going to be like marginalized or isolated, you stay out of that. Like, that's some great advice.
Listen to your inner self. It will
Oh,
tell you. Your body will tell you something's not hinky with this. Listen to it. Don't
or
let it overroll you.
God, listen to other women.
Yeah,
all of
exactly.
our all of our hitchhiking buddies that were like, hey, don't go there or don't go
Mm.
in with him. Yeah.
But he's a kindly old grandpa. He won't hurt me. I'm sorry, unless you have some sort of weapon to use against him. No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
So while Mary can no longer dance, she has discovered
Mm.
a new talent, drawing,
With her
which is
feet.
fucking
Yay!
amazing.
Yes, it
According
is.
to
Is she
Mary,
using her feet?
no,
Cool.
she's using her prosthetics.
Even better.
According to
That's super
Mary,
cool.
she had no drawing talent prior to the attack, stating, I couldn't even draw a straight line. Then, after waking up from the attack in the evening, she picked up a pencil and began to draw, further stating that my artwork has inspired me to give me my self esteem.
Good for her.
That's awesome.
Though she's thriving now, it wasn't always like this. When Singleton was released early from prison for good behavior, Vincent said how the nightmares had came back. On one occasion, she had even broken her own ribs just jolting awake trying to get away from these night terrors.
Oh, poor girl.
I have now obtained the long overdue psychological counseling to help me get over my nightmares and fear. Yet, sometimes I still feel like the confused 15-year-old runaway trapped in the body of a 35-year-old mother of two. No one should ever have to go through what I went through or what the children of Roxanne Hayes will go through without their mother, Mary Vincent.
Oh, such a trooper.
So, the bill for no second chances to attempt murderers and child molesters was presented to Congress shortly after Singleton's parole, but the bill unfortunately gained no attention because, well, Congress.
Surprise.
Ugh.
But that is the story of Mary Vincent, and it's a fucking incredible, harrowing story.
Like I said, her and the girl
Cynthia V.
from
Hill.
yes. Holy crap. Everybody goes, "Ooh, Wonder Woman's my idol." Fuck no, these two are.
No, these Cynthia V. Hill is absolutely her own type of story in comparison to Mary Vincent, and Mary Vincent is her own survival story in comparison to Cynthia V. Hill. But the
Exactly.
things that these two went through, absolutely just jaw dropping. Oh my god,
Yep.
you two are my fucking heroes.
Exactly. I don't think I'd
This
have
case,
the gumption.
yeah. This one definitely like dives a lot more into like the psychological effects of overcoming trauma. But like, oh my god, I can't even imagine what life was like for her.
Mm-mm.
God.
Just the thing that she had was the presence of mind to stop the bleeding
Mm-hmm.
in that day and age for a 15-year-old girl. That was amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I wouldn't
No.
have. I wouldn't have even thought about it. I would have tried to climb out, and I probably would have just passed the hell out because I can't see my own blood to begin with. So,
Yeah, I was
Oh
gonna
god.
say.
Oh.
I was gonna say, just I probably would have done the same. I probably would have just like went ahead and died in that drainage
hmm
ditch.
well, we were
And it's
talking
like,
about it on the episode before because the guy in Robert and Susan's case with oh god, what is his name? Randall Lee Smith. Smith like shot these two individuals years later after the murders had taken place, and this guy is like sitting in the woods and he's watching blood squirt out at least a good foot from his body,
that's arterial.
and it nicked his artery. So
Mm-hmm.
what he does is the same thing that I was telling her the Kentucky ballistics guy does.
Stick a thumb
Jabs
in
his
it.
thumb in it.
Yep.
Ugh, yeah. Oh my god.
I'm like, I don't think I could have
Oh.
the compunction to fucking do that. I don't think I could.
That's me either. It's like, oh well, here we go. I had a good time.
Yeah, it
That's
kind of
yeah.
be just one of those
Yeah.
things that I'm like, well, I had a good life.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I- I've done that on a bad airplane flight and went, oh well, my life was good. I don't care anymore. Type of thing. I'm
It's
like,
like a little
God
too
damn,
much turbulence.
Me laying in bed with
that
heart
literally was.
palpitations. I'm like, oh, it's ending.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had fun. That was good. It was a good run while I had it. Yeah, I don't think I would have the presence of mind to think of that. I really, really
No, I
don't.
don't think I would either.
God. Well, it's like
Best
the
I could
amount of
do was,
pain.
yeah,
hmm
Yeah, no, the amount of pain that you would be in that situation too. Like, I feel like I would lose like most of my bodily function. Oh,
exactly. Ow, I've
yeah.
got a splinter. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Well, what is
Lordy
it?
B.
They say at some point there's like this gene in your body that's supposed to turn on when you go through like an immense trauma like that. And what
Hmm.
it does is it's supposed to make your
Oh, the
passing
survival
easier.
Yeah.
gene and then the passing
Yeah,
gene.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you don't die, which I'm guessing, Mary, she didn't die, but that probably kicked in at
Mm-hmm.
some point with her fucking muscles sticking out of her arms. It's like, oh my God.
My God. Yeah, because it wasn't a clean chop. It was,
No.
Oh,
yeah, he hacked. Yeah, he hacked at her. So,
it was some dirty
oh,
old Van's hatchet. Like,
oh
ugh.
God. Yeah,
Yeah, that
I'm
poor
just
girl.
no. And I see old vans go by and go, yeah, you're a danger van. It's like, oh,
Well, my thing, and
everybody's judged. I don't care anymore.
I think when
That's probably for the best.
It really is.
my thing, and I think when Murder Squad was still on the air, they discussed this case specifically because the way that he went about attacking her and then taking her to a secluded location, and there had to be some knowledge of there's a drainage pipe over here or a
He's done it
wash.
before
He's done this before.
in the same area. I'm really surprised the police didn't do a follow up on that.
I don't know if they did or not, but I know that Jensen and Holes did. Like they
Huh.
literally said, like, hey, like just be aware if people went missing at this time. Lawrence Singleton was in this area. Blah 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 blah. Like keep an eye out and see if there's similarities because it's obvious that this is not his fucking first time. This is not a
Oh, hell
first
no.
time offense at all. And even his daughter and his wife were saying like we're scared of him. Don't let him out. That speaks volumes because he's doing
Yeah.
this to a complete stranger and he's doing this to his family. Like he's
Hmm.
got no I would love to say no chill, but he's got no flip off
Compunction
switch.
on. Yeah. It's just I've got the ants. I'll do it
Hmm.
type of thing. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's pretty. It's a toss up between who's number one for me, but those two
Hmm.
are like right up there for me.
Well, I got more survival stories that I know what to do with, but I try to be respectful as possible and make sure that like we're not stepping on toes because like we did with Cynthia V Hill. I didn't see anything regarding Mary's, but if she does want to come through chat and everything, I'm more than welcome to talk to her. Um, but with Cynthia's, I did see that she didn't want her story being shared unless you got the permission from her. So didn't see anything that like that with Mary, but if there is, I do apologize. And if you do want to talk, please contact me. I'm more than happy to talk with you. Thank you again for listening to Spattered. Please make sure to follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at Spattered Podcast and on X at Spattered Pod. If you're enjoying the show, make sure to follow and leave a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts from. If you're watching on YouTube, like this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to be notified when the show goes live or drops a video. As always, if you have a case request, any questions, or are interested in sponsoring the show, please email me at spatteredpodcast@gmail.com. Spattered is a true crime podcast hosted by Caitlin Gardner and Sarah Ray. The research and edits for this episode were done by Caitlin Gardner. All the music for the show was done by Lucio Cardenas. We'll see you next time. Stay safe out there. And remember, the truth is always in the blood.